As of Friday, we saw that there were tornadoes both in Missouri and in Kentucky, and there are many deaths that happen in both states. And for me to record this in a tragedy such as big as this, it is a shame and saddening for the families and those who have lost loved ones in this time of very, very different sets of circumstances. Why for these sets of circumstances? It made me think back a few months ago during President Trump's first 100 days. And, well, he said he was going to cut the National Weather Service's budget of personnel, to practically cut the personnel people who watch, monitor, and verify that there are weather anomalies that needs to be looked at, monitored, and to make sure that certain situations does not come to what happened here in the Midwest, which this area is worldly famous for being known for tornadoes, hence the name Tornado Alley, which last year had the record breaking of 1,800 tornadoes. This was last year. It, it, for him to cut the National Weather Service's budget to eliminate thousands of personnel, hundreds maybe to thousands, it just boggles the mind. It doesn't make sense. It puts us in danger because the weather literally has no forgiveness, and we have experienced that for decades upon decades. It's it it's it's disheartening, sad, and infuriating for somebody who is the leader who just doesn't care about this. It can't be that surprising. It's Donald Trump, and a lot of his cabinets just doesn't care. They just care about themselves, nothing more and nothing less. So, why are we talking about this? For me, my name is the Liberty Crier, and I believe this is very important that we need to discuss it, to talk about it, and to be aware of this. We need to be aware of it so we can talk like normal human beings, not arguing about things that should not be politicized, such as anything that's culture war. What is that? A culture war is when something that is part of a culture that becomes politicized heavily and very demonizing to to the minorities, those who are on the fringes of our society and everything else. So, to continue, this is that I will say this, I'm not a weather specialist or anything like that. I'm just making a statement that this is important. For those who know, I live in Illinois, which is the one of the border area states that pretty much phenomenally is we do get tornadoes too. So, Illinois doesn't get tornadoes. If you think that, no, we do. You could take a look at the history. We do get tornadoes, not like the famous F4s or F5s, but we still get tornadoes pretty regularly too. Not as often, but often enough that we have to be careful. So when I say this, to be careful is when he is trying to gut the National Weather Service from one monitoring with their weather balloons to see of that what's the pressure of the atmosphere and what gives them the data to give them a good weather prediction of what's going to happen for the next couple days or a week or so. So we are prepared to get ready to have pretty much when things like this when it hits the fan, quite literally. So when a tornado is on its about to be made, when you see just that funnel just spinning, not quite coming down just yet, but just enough to start the spinning of when a high and low pressure come crashing together. So when that happens, it makes a tornado because you get like the Rockies and the northern low pressures of Canada, cold weather coming down, while high from the Gulf comes up, which makes the tornadoes. It spins around. And when that happens, it makes tornadoes. And when a tornado hits the ground, it all depends on what time of day. Sometimes it's in the morning, you can see it very clearly. Sometimes it's covered by rain. Just sheets of rain, you can't see. It's like a curtain, can't even see it. And those are dangerous. That is not a place you want to be, except if you are a professional storm chaser. So, why are we talking about this? Why am I explaining it in this format? Well, as I said, he wants to cut the weather service. So when that happens, that puts us in danger because without the proper knowledge and data to make proper predictions, we practically we suffer casualties. Very quite literally, as it happened in Missouri and Tennessee, 27 people total, and I almost forgot Georgia. No, not Georgia. Virginia also suffered too. So, yeah, it's not funny. This is serious because you need that information and data to get the people, the citizens, lead time. What is lead time? Lead time is the time when you see that funnel cloud, the cloud starts to make a funnel to hit the ground. By that time, you need to see where those directions from that tornado, and all of a sudden going to another location. Where is it going? So that is the point of it. And when I really, I will make this very clear. Lead time is the point when somebody has to get to their storm shelter, a tornado shelter, a safe place where there is no window and nothing flips it over or breaks anything or falls on them, because a tornado can lift a truck and send it miles away and levels a house, depending on how fast the speed are, because they go up over like 200 miles an hour plus. And I mean plus boldly as more. So yeah, it's not funny, it's dangerous, and it's very, very irresponsible is what he is trying to do. The only good news is that his big, beautiful bill, which, yeah, that is the most stupidest name I ever heard, was stopped in Congress just the other day by a majority of 21 to 16, with four to five Republicans saying no, they can't, which puts him in a bind. And then he has the Supreme Courts also saying no. That's 4 times he lost with the Supreme Courts. So he's not going anywhere. He is stuck in a rock and a hard place. Him and the Republican Party, they're practically stuck and at each other's throats because the bill is not working. And and for that bill to just suggest that, just to even suggest in a world where we live and where everything we have to do to monitor everything, we have to be careful of how much we spend, how much we earn, and to make sure we have a budget of what we need for anything. And a tornado is the last thing we want coming in and dismantling everything. It destroys everything. It does not care who we are. It doesn't care what we are. It will quite literally kill us by just throwing us in the air, and then all of a sudden we die by the impact or something hitting us from the debris, which that's also what kills a lot of people. The debris and everything else. So yeah, that is why I'm doing this, because I have had enough. I had it. I had it much longer when he first came into office again, and that he tried to stop when he put that government freeze on USAID, when he just froze everything. That was that was that was it. I was done. I had it. I had to stand up. I could no longer be standing on the sidelines anymore. It saddens me to do this, but it is my duty as a citizen of these United States to. It's time. You can't stay on the sidelines like you did on his first term, his first term in office. Though I trust that there were people who were competent, but they didn't publicly go after him. Now, no, not anymore. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this. My name is I am the Liberty Crier, crying out to those who cannot speak, talk, for those who are in the margins, for those who see that it's hurting them. That's hurting us. The people, the people must stand for it. We can't stand again. We cannot stand by and watch. No. It's time to do something. It is time to stand up as our forefathers has done. So with this, I will say, it is time to rise. Rise up, stand together, and make sure we protest fair, with no violence, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with our brothers and sisters who are in desperate need of help. With that said, this is the Liberty Crier calling out to power. It is time to rise and cry out. Thank you. I'll see you again soon.